911. Where's your emergency?
Just killed my mom and my sister.
Fear of the dark.
Typically, as parents, we've told ourselves in our younger years that we wanted to be better than our parents once we've begotten children. We've all set goals for the betterment of our offspring for their future, and it takes a genuine heart to display love to our children for their perseverance to be deemed worthy in this world. The obligation of a parent is to not bring chaos into our children's life or to place harm upon them in any way, but to bring them up and protect their innocence. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a loving home to raise a good human being. What happened to this poor 15-year-old girl who fell victim to this heinous, gruesome, and horrifying event of her life has not only been damaged, but has scarred her for the rest of her life. Warning: this story contains details of sexual abuse and torture of a minor. Viewers' discretion is advised. A Thibodeau couple has been arrested in connection with an investigation into the abuse, torture, and attempted murder of a 15-year-old girl. Authorities in Baytown received calls of a vehicle driving recklessly on I-10 east before crashing on a service road. Terrebonne Parish Sheriff Tim Saunier said the teen was found badly burned, shot multiple times, and clinging to life following a vehicle crash in Baytown, Texas on April 20th this year. 40-year-old Latoya Harris and her fiancé, 41-year-old Terrence Washington, who was driving a car along with a minor child, were taken into custody together with the discovery of a lifeless young lady. The couple, who were identified as the girl's mother and the mother's boyfriend, had intentionally burned and shot the teen. Authorities of Baytown described the teen's injuries, which included gunshot wounds to the chest and face, as the worst they've seen in their entire career. Washington reportedly admitted to sexual abusing the victim for numerous of months. He also reportedly admitted to shooting the victim during an argument with Harris at their home in Thibodeau. He says he was holding a gun in his hand and it went off, striking the victim in the face. Saunier says Washington initially told the detectives he was responsible for burning the girl in February of 2024, which the couple was treating at home. During an interview with Special Victims Unit detectives, the 10-year-old said that she woke up one night during the Mardi Gras season to the sight of a victim's body being on fire. She reportedly described Harris standing over the victim's bed with a bottle of rubbing alcohol and lighter. Detectives also learned of the gruesome details of the victim being shot on 2 separate occasions within the home, which went untreated as the family went to travel to Texas. In a second interview with Washington, he reportedly backtracked and told detectives that Harris blamed the 15-year-old for the sexual abuse, set the girl on fire while he was at work, and refused to seek medical treatment. A search warrant was issued for the family's home in the 400 block of West Park Ave in Thibodeau. Detectives reportedly found evidence of a shooting, blood, and a strong odor of infection and decomposing flesh. Harris refused to speak with detectives after being released from a Texas hospital when taken into custody. The 40-year-old was booked for attempted first-degree murder, second-degree cruelty to a juvenile, and domestic abuse, battery, child endangerment. She is currently being held on a $1 million bond. As for Washington, he was booked for 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, second-degree cruelty to a juvenile, obstruction of justice, molestation of a juvenile, 3 counts of indecent behavior with a juvenile, and 5 counts of second-degree rape. Saunier said, "This is the type of case that is not only difficult to deal with the circumstances, but hard to imagine the level of violence and evil that can occur at the hands of a human being," he said. "I can't begin to express how grateful I am to have these extremely violent offenders in custody." Baytown Police Chief John Stinker added, "Anytime a child suffers abuse at the hands of a family member or a household member is both tragic and incomprehensible. When the very people whom a child should be able to trust for protection and love abuse them. We wish both physical and psychological healing for the victim of this horrific crime." Washington remains in the Harris County Detention Center on charges connected to the crimes in Texas. He will later be transferred to the custody of the Terrebonne Parish authorities. "I'd say they're pure evil," Saunier said. "Regardless of what's going on mentally, you know the difference between right and wrong." Sonia said the investigation remains ongoing. After the parents' arrest, the minor was taken home to Louisiana by a family member, with the victim being treated at an area hospital.
New information tonight about the torture and attempted murder of a 15-year-old Thibodeau girl.
The Terrebonne sheriff is talking about the abuse allegedly by the girl's mother and her mother's boyfriend. WJNO's Ashley Hamilton is outside the suspect's home in Thibodeau. Ashley.
Kurt, Susie, investigators tell me that it all went down right here at this trailer. Now, during the press conference, everyone described the young girl as resilient. They're all confident that convictions will be made, but aren't able to imagine if the young girl will ever feel justice is served after this entire ordeal.
She's an incredible young lady to be able to encounter what she went through. Sheriff
Tim Saunier let his emotions show, describing the horrifying moment. A 15-year-old girl was clinging to life in the back of a crashed car.
And for somebody to do that to their child, just can't even put it to words or understand.
Saunier says the unknown victim, her mother, 40-year-old Latoya Harris, her 41-year-old boyfriend Terrence Washington, and her younger sister were on their way to Texas. Saunier says if it wasn't for a reckless driving report along I-10, the victim may have never been found alive. One investigator calling the gruesome scene the worst she'd seen in her career.
Found to be suffering from large-scale burns to the majority of her upper body and multiple gunshot wounds.
Saunier added Washington admitted to sexually abusing the victim, shooting her twice, and being aware that Harris set her on fire.
I would say they're probably pure evil. But, I'm sure they might have some mental issues going on, but regardless of what's going on mentally, I'm 100% confident they know the difference between right and wrong.
Terrebonne Parish District Attorney Joseph Wade says,
Good evening, everyone. This is Yuri K, and this is the end of the video. Please leave a comment and let us know your opinions on the matter. If you happen to like this content, please check out our other videos. Make sure you like and share amongst your friends and family to help our community grow. You happen to be new to this channel? Please make sure you subscribe. It's free and you can always change it in the future. You have some terrifying story suggestions? If so, make sure that you send it to my email, fearofthedarkstories@gmail.com, and I'll feature it in a future segment. But you guys stay safe out there, and remember to always be afraid of the dark.